The back cover acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the lands on which we work, and we pay our respects to Indigenous elders past, present, and emerging. Sovereignty has never been ceded. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hi, Hlumelo Nyaluza. Welcome to the Back Cover podcast. I've been genuinely excited about this interview because it comes at a time when African culture is having this powerful global renaissance. From Afrobeats to fashion, food, and art, we're witnessing a really beautiful reclaiming of identity and creativity. And you, as an incredibly gifted Xhosa designer, are right at the forefront of that. And your exclusive handbag collection has been described as Africa's answer to Hermès, but I understand that this journey was in part shaped by personal loss. Could you share a little bit about that and how it helped spark your creative vision?
So in 2012, when I was 12 years old, I realized my purpose in life is to make other people's dreams come true through my imaginations and my presence. So I spray painted HN forever back home, and I didn't get in trouble for a weird reason. And when the following year, unfortunately, my mom passed away from cancer. She was just recovering from a surgery, brain cancer surgery, but unfortunately, her medical aid fund um, depleted, so she was forced to go to a, a hospital, a public hospital, where she didn't last even for 3 days. She passed away. So after she passed away, I took her clothes and I would like redesign them, reimagine them as a way of me trying to heal from her passing away, and besides, in a way for me to connect with her, because I'm a very spiritual person and I still believe that she's around me. And funny enough, fast forward years later, this dream came in a form of this bag came in a form of a dream. I got it in my
Wow.
sleep, and Africans don't take their dreams lightly. So woke up at 3 o'clock and I started drafting the idea. I started making sketches, and then the following week, because I had no money at all, I went on Facebook and then I created a campaign to raise funds so that I can make the samples of this bag, raise those funds, and then after that, I worked with more than 20 artisans in trying to create the final sample. We made more than 24, 25 samples, and then we got the perfect person to create the bags, which is a French trained artisan, but that is based this side. And then after I got that person, I remember the funds were depleted, and then I went on Facebook and raised funds again. When I raised, the weirdest thing happened. Um, I was supposed to go to an event with a friend, and I remember I had the funds the previous night. I was supposed to send the funds to the final manufacturer the following day, but something told me to send the funds a night before. And then when I sent the funds the night before, I woke up at around 1 o'clock and told my friend that, hey friend, let's not go to this event that we were supposed to go to. I literally said, I'm smelling it. And then, only to find out in the morning, somehow someone knew that I was raising funds and they tried to break into a room that I was renting. A
Wow.
shot was fired literally as I was trying to push the door with a friend of mine that was sleeping over. But fortunately, we screamed, and fortunately, the bag was not a real. The gun was not a real gun. So if it was a bullet, a real gun, I would have been dead.
Oh,
So yeah, that's how I got to create these bags.
wow. How terrifying.
Terrifying, because I remember when it happened, I literally, because I knew that someone knows, and someone knew that maybe I was expecting money to try and make these samples from the money that I was raising. So same time, I pawned my TV, my refrigerator, my sound bar, and then I made sure that I moved from that, and then found a new place to stay. It was
Wow. Yeah, very. You spoke a bit about your Xhosa background because you're obviously a part of the Xhosa tribe. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how that also influenced the bags?
So I'm a proud Xhosa. I'm a proud African Xhosa person. NdingumXhosa, batsho ndiyisiXhosa. Ndithetha hlobo ilanguage yam ithethwa so. So
Oh,
um,
love it.
it dates from I think 1,500 years back. They are based in the Eastern Cape in South Africa, and Mr. Nelson Mandela is from the Xhosa tribe as well. He literally is a few hours away from where I stay, where he was born. And the Xhosa tribe, the language was also featured in Wakanda's Black Panther's Wakanda. They speak
Yes.
bathethi isiXhosa phayana.
Wakanda
Yeah,
forever.
as
Love
you can
it.
see, the monogram is inspired by Xhosa colors and patterns, and yeah, it was designed by me. So yeah.
Incredible. And obviously your outfit and the patterns on your face, that's part of the Xhosa tribe as well.
As part of the Xhosa tribe, but mostly it's done by women. So hence I do have this on my face. It's what my mom loved to do when she would attend ceremonies. And I'm not sure if you did notice that in the picture, she's got the
Yes.
dots as well.
Ah, beautiful. Such a rich culture. It's incredible.
Thank you so.
And what was your late mother's name?
My late mother's name was Nombulelo Grace Nyaluza. So
Wow.
Nombulelo means gratitude. Yeah, and then Grace, and then Nyaluza. The Nyaluza does not have Xhosa names don't have meaning. So yeah, that was her name, and she gave me a beautiful name as well. Her mom, and my name is Hlumelo Nyaluza. And Hlumelo means something that grows beautifully.
Ah,
Uma. Yeah, Uma. So something that exists like a tree, you see, and then it's an extension that not a branch, but something that grows totally beautifully from what already exists. Yeah.
ah, so incredible. Such a beautiful name. Hlumelo, you faced such a profound loss at a young age, losing your mother to cancer at just 13 after witnessing her health slowly deteriorate. That kind of grief can be incredibly hard for any child to process. How did you navigate such a painful chapter in your life, and what impact did it have on the person you are today?
Well, for me, the unfortunate part is the fact that I dreamt about the whole thing happening.
Mm.
And when it happened, I already saw it. I already felt the feelings. I don't know what to say, but yeah, it was hard. But one thing that I've noticed about myself is the fact that, and it's not a good thing, I know, but one day when life comes together, maybe I'm going to try and find therapists or whatsoever. It's hard for me to be anxious. It's hard for me to be depressed, to allow myself to be depressed. It's hard for me to grieve. It's hard for me to be weak because there's a lot of people that look up to me. So if I fall, 1,000 or hundreds or millions of people are going to fall as well. So to be honest with you, I've tried by all means to be numb and make sure that in order for me not to fall, or not to hit the ground like in a very hard way, to make sure that I always still have presence even though she's passed on. So one thing that I do occasionally, I light up my candles and I talk to her, and I talk to my sisters as well, because two of them passed away from cancer.
Oh,
So yeah, I feel her presence. I make sure that I feel her presence all the time. Hence, I'm doing this bag, and it's also inspired. And the first version of it, which is the premium version, is her painting. Yeah, I think that's how I deal with it, by making sure that I feel her every day.
just as you said that you feel her presence, I actually just got a chill. I totally believe you. I believe that, our loved ones stay with us even when they've passed on. So, she's obviously with you, guiding you, and that's a blessing. Um, Tell me, did you ever were you ever given the chance to grieve? Have you grieved your mother, or did you just sort of distract yourself and just move on with life?
What is grief according to your definition? How do you
Yeah.
define grief?
Did you mourn her loss? Did you acknowledge it? Did you soak in it? Did you accept it?
To be honest, I didn't have a chance to mourn. I didn't have a chance to. I'm not sure if I'm lying to myself or what, but to me, it's as if she's still with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not delusional as in maybe I'm gonna go out, walk
No,
out,
no,
and then
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
lives in me.
Yeah.
Because that's what my brothers tell me all the time as well. Because I've got 3 older brothers, and they always tell me that the way you do things, you literally like our mom. Like from the way I'm kind to the way that I can be strict when it comes to doing things in the right way, to the way that I'm always good towards people. Because the one thing that my mom told me is that in the Bible, they say God is gonna come back, and when he comes back, he's not gonna come back in the form of a queen or a king wearing diamonds and whatnot. So she told me that God can be in the person that is in the dustbin trying to eat from the dustbin. So I feel her, to be honest, and I remember something when she passed away. As I did mention, I dreamt about it. I remember I was coming back from school, and then when I was going down the hill, I saw my neighbors standing close to my house, like in a small group. And then I was like, okay, I think I've seen this before. And then I was like, if I see my aunt parking outside my parents' house, and then when I go inside the house, I see my neighbors and my aunt having tea, and then when I go through the passage, I see my brother sitting in front of a mirror, crying his balls out. I mean, his eyes out. So sorry. Then it means my mom has passed away. Guess what happened? Went there, down the hill. I saw my neighbors. I saw my aunt's car. When I went inside the house, that's when I saw them sitting down having tea. And then before I was even told, I knew. And then when I went into the room and I saw my brother crying, I was like, okay, what happened? And then he was like, she passed away. And the only person that I thought about that day was my dad, because their relationship was so real and it was beyond Titanic, if you get me. Beyond Rose, beyond Jack. I've never seen people that love each other that much. And she passed away on their, I think, 20th or 25th marriage anniversary.
Wow.
So the only person I could think of on the 1st of August was my dad. So I was worried about him, but as a strong person as well, I didn't even see him tearing up because he had to be strong for us. I guess I took it from him that as much as life can be hard and all of that, when you are given a purpose of destiny to look after other people and to empower and to inspire other people, you've got to be strong. But obviously, when I'm alone, I do cry when I feel the weight is heavy. So, yeah.
You've spoken about this sort of theme or this sort of pattern of having these premonitions throughout your life. You had this dream about the bag, you had a dream about your mother's untimely death. What is that? Where does that come from? Are you spiritual? Are you religious? How do you where do these premonitions come from? And where do you draw that strength to, as a 13-year-old to essentially be faced with death, the death of your mother? How do you overcome that?
So I love your question, especially the first part when you asked about the spirituality and how do I get these dreams and all of that. So growing up, before I even realized my purpose in life, which is HN, before I was 12, I used to have an obsession with magic, and
Magic?
superheroes, magic, yeah,
Yeah.
and superheroes and saving the world and all of those things. And then my dad realized the crazy, crazy obsession. I remember this other day from him being annoyed at me for always attracting magic and all of that. Because sometimes I would fast to have magic. Like I would meditate and not eat as young as I was so that I can have magic and heal the world. So when Princess Diana passed away, I saw a lot of motion, like a lot of people crying and the world mourning. And then I asked my dad, who is this person that passed away? Because it seems as if someone that the world really loved. Then my dad was like, Princess Diana passed away. He saw an opportunity to get me to stop loving magic, and he was like, he carried all the magic in the world, and now that she's passed away, there's no more magic. So it's that. So from then on, inside within me, something still told me that, you know what, as much as Princess Diana has passed away, there's people like your Oprah Winfrey's, your Richard Branson's that were doing a lot of beautiful things and inspiring the world and creating things that made life easy, or their presence filled the masses. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, the magic is gone with Princess Diana, but I'm still going to believe in this thing that it's within me, and I'm connected to my ancestors. And there's no magic like with the magic one, but there's magic in connecting with my ancestors and being their vessel and allowing them to work through me.
Yeah.
So even today, I do like light candles. I talk to them. That's what we do in our culture. And I'm very, besides being spiritual, my dad also, we follow the culture as well. Because I remember after dropping out twice from university, because I was studying electrical engineering and software development, even though I was number one out of 108 students, my father sent me to the bush or the wilderness. It's part of the culture as well. It's called an initiation school, where a boy is sent to the wilderness to be by himself, and then they do some things that I can't discuss publicly. But after a month, I went back home. So that helped me connect more with the ancestors. Some people die there, but one alive. But I managed to survive, and I'm a Xhosa man.
Wow. That's powerful. Really, really powerful.
So really, a person goes through a lot. And the other thing that makes me, I think, fail to mourn or to grieve is because my head is always like I'm always in the future. Always in the future. Hence, HN is the other, what you call this? The slogan is human navigation, as in navigation.
Human navigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Human to the. So yeah, most of the time I'm in the future. Because the other thing that I've learned is that you cannot cry and be depressed and all of those feelings over something that you cannot change. I know it's very hard to accept, but that's one thing that I've made my core belief, that you know what, in life, if something happens and you don't have control over it, you can't turn back time, then you can celebrate it. You can once in a while you can make sure that you commemorate it, but don't be negative and dwell over something that you cannot change. You understand? And the other part that I've noticed in life is that suffering, it comes from attachment.
Mm.
Suffering comes from attachment. So that's why for so many years I made sure that I detached to a lot of things like money. I don't have a wallet. I've never had a wallet in the past 15 years.
Mm.
Anything and everything that I don't have control over that can ruin my life should it not go the way that I'm planning for it to go.
Yes. Yeah, that's really incredible. And I know that you've got this, I know that you've spoken about manifestation being a big part of your life. And because I do wonder how, this kid from Joburg who grew up with not much, went on to become an incredible fashion designer. I mean, your bags have been touted as Africa's answer to Hermès. How did that happen? How did you navigate that?
So I'm one person that if I get a dream or an idea that I know for sure can inspire and empower someone else, I make sure that I do whatever it takes. And besides that, I'm a perfectionist inspired by Beyonce, obviously. And like, I cannot run away from perfection. I know there's nothing perfect, but I make sure that I'm close to understand. And besides that, even my dad, before even Beyonce, my dad, whose middle name is Matthew, like Beyonce's dad also.
Wow, there you go.
He is strict. I remember when I was at varsity, I would get 3 distinctions out of 4. And he would be like, hey, who did you leave that other distinction for? You were supposed to get all.
Classic African
So,
dad.
of the dream, obviously, that I got from my ancestors, of the bad concept, and then me being a person that likes being a perfectionist, and 3, me being passionate about projects that will uplift the masses. So these bags alone, it takes 3 artisans to create: woodworkers, fine artists, and a leather craftsman. So the passion from the fact that should this be a success globally, should the world see it, and obviously they will love it because it's beautiful and original, then I'll be able to uplift and help a lot of people put food on top of their tables. Because in South Africa, as we speak, 33% of the population is unemployed.
Mm.
And people are suffering, I don't want to lie. And especially those 3 artisans that I've mentioned. So that's how I did it. The passion that I have for uplifting the masses, the passion that I have for my heritage, and the passion that I have for perfection and being
Yeah.
against the norm. I love creating things that are against the norm and introducing them to the world. Just like some projects that I've done in the past that are crazy and daring.
Yeah. Is it true? I mean, you're obviously very passionate, like you said, and so much so that I heard that you once spoke on radio for like more than 24 hours. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. So there is something called the Nelson Mandela Day, when it's Mr. Nelson Mandela's birthday. So what the country does, or the government has approved, is for people to dedicate 67 minutes of their day on Mandela Day to do something progressive, inspiring, or empowering. So since I'm a person that likes doing things differently, I spoke to this other online radio station that I was working for voluntarily, not getting paid for it. I proposed to do a show that will last for 27 hours, sharing my human navigation of how a human can move from nothing to everything using what they have, and how they can be against the norm in order to stay ahead of their peers. The show was approved, and the Teta spoke for 27 hours straight without energy drink or some sort of whatever. And then,
Did you take a
that's
break?
how no break. 27 hours
What?
straight. 27 hours.
That is
But
amazing. That's like, yeah.
unfortunately, like, we don't have resources to calling your Guinness World Record and having them, but
I read an article the other day about Cory Booker over in the US. He's a politician there. He spoke, I think he filibustered for like 25 hours, if I'm not mistaken, but 27 hours. Where did that sort of strength come from? Because not a lot of people could do that. Where does that come from?
Honestly speaking, most of the time and most of the things that I do, I don't want to believe that it's my own strength. Hence, I'm very humble, besides everything that I've done. Because many people, when they get to see small light, they become puffed up, their egos and all of that. So with me, it's different. As I told you, I'm a spiritual person. So my ancestors, I draw my strength from my ancestors, God, and also the higher power, the universe. Yeah, because I can't believe, I don't want to believe that a normal person can do that. Because even with the book, there's a book that I wrote that's read backwards. I wrote it in 19 days, 220 pages, in 19 days using a borrowed laptop. And there as well, it wasn't me when I wrote the book that shares the human navigation philosophy. So with most of the things, I'm not even trying to say this to give power to the higher power. Like, honestly speaking, I don't know where a normal person draws such strength, or I don't know of a normal person that can do such. You understand? So I just allow sometimes the higher power to take over. Just like before we had this interview, I had a small prayer telling the ancestors and God that, you know what, I'm about to go to my first international interview. Please be with me. May the people hear the messages that you have for them, and may your ideas for my life and the world resonate with people that will be watching. I don't even know where I took what I just said for a second. So yeah.
That's like incredible. That. So incredible. Hlumelo, one of the other reasons that I wanted to interview you is because South African culture, and I would say just Afrocentric cultures in general, are really making waves around the world. You know, we've seen it with food, with music, Afro beats. It's really taking over globally, and people are becoming more and more interested in African cultures and cuisines, and I guess the same goes with fashion as well. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of the rich heritage. Besides the heritage, let's not forget that humanity originated from Africa.
Yeah.
According to science, when the whole continent was, is it Pangaea or Pangaea? But it was one big continent. And then that one continent started to scatter because of the waters, and then became different continents. And then obviously the colors of the skins and all of that changed because of the environment and all of that, according to Charles Darwin and theories and all of that. So I think my mom always used to say, save the best for last. So with everything that happened to Africa, I was glad that it happened, including the oppression of the black people back in the day and all of those things. Because if it wasn't for all of those, we would have been lost. And those things allowed us to connect to ourselves more, and to connect with our ancestors and the heritage and our culture more. So the reason why a lot of people, I don't want to be political, but I was just so the reason why people are coming back to Africa is because it's where everything started.
Mic drop.
Because,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, where everything started, and now we can see that a lot of people are lost in the world. And according to the Xhosa culture, if you are not connected to your roots, then there's a high chance that you might go crazy, or there's a high chance that you will live a depressed life. There's a high chance that you will not live a fulfilled life in general. So I'm guessing because obviously all of us have got four fathers and four mothers, if there's such term. So all of them are coming back to where it all started. Their spirit are telling them that, you know what, in order for you to be in touch with more of yourself, go to where it all started, where the heritage is real and it's untempered with, and it's like Egypt as well as in Africa. A lot of people tend to forget that. You understand?
Yes.
So people are coming back to their.
Yes, very much so. Beautifully said. Hlumelo, it's been such an honor speaking with you. Thank you so much. Now, just before you go, the bag next to you is absolutely gorgeous. Can we get a good look at the design?
Yeah, at the bags. So this is the premium. The bag, the one at the bottom, is a premium version of the bag. It's got real fine art by African artists, and then this one at the top is a close compartment luxury bag with
So
the
beautiful.
pattern or monogram and flaps on the side for storage.
Stunning, very stunning. How long does it take to make one?
So to make one, it takes 3 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Because with this one, for instance, we have to wait for the art piece to be done. And before the art piece is done, I have to wait for an inspiration to come in a form of a dream of what's to be painted next. And then I communicate with fine artists, and then they make the painting. And then, so that's why it takes a process. Because I know some people say, no, it takes a lot of time, but it's just what can I say? It's high, but these ones.
And are they handmade?
Yeah, they are handmade, 100%. All of them.
Incredible. So intricate and beautiful, and the stitching, it just looks so impeccable, really nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, where can people find your bags?
Okay, so my bags are available in my e-commerce website. It's www.hlumelonyaluza.com.
Hlumelo Nyaluza, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. God bless you, and I hope to see you again one day soon.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And this is the first, as I did mention, this is the first ever international interview that I'm doing. And I hope
I'm honored.
Moment and let the people know that this is where it all started internationally. And I'm begging everyone that is watching this episode to go out there and purchase the bag, and also to spread the word by spreading or sharing this episode across all platforms. And I also wanted to know that we will break or set a record the moment we sell this version of the bag, the premium version of the bag with my mom's painting. We will set a record for the most expensive debut luxury bag sold in Africa.
Amazing.
So I think let's break this record.
Thank you so much, Hlumelo. That's beautiful. I hope to see you again soon. God bless.